It is done. I have rolled credits on Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I've done everything the game has to offer, and I've gotten the Platinum Trophy. So today's video is my full review, so I'm hoping you can join me today for this one. So with that all being said, what is up guys? Jen here. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. If you want to support the channel, please hit that like button. It helps out more than you know. And if you want to stick around for some more Dragon Quest content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. Now, I made a video last week going over my thoughts and impressions so far, and I had put in 25 hours for that video. It is now 60 hours later, and I've got to say, in a nutshell, I think this might be one of my favorite Dragon Quest games to date. It was so fun, and I definitely recommend it to players that might be looking to get into Dragon Quest for the first time, and for those that have played Dragon Quest, it's definitely one you do not want to miss. Now, there might be some of you that have not played Dragon Quest VII Reimagined and might still be on the fence. And if you are thinking about getting it, why not get it at a discount thanks to our partners at Instant Gaming using my link down below. You can grab Dragon Quest VII for under $55, or if you want the digital deluxe edition on Steam, you can grab that at just under $68. If you've already got Dragon Quest, why not check out the Instant Gaming website where they have thousands of games at incredible prices. Not only will you be supporting the channel, but you'll be saving yourself some money. Now, I'm going to break this down like I do with most of my videos. We're going to go over each section as we go, but now I've got the perspective of spending a lot of time with this game. And of course, we'll touch on points when it comes to full game completion as and when. Though that being said, I'm going to try my best not to go into too much spoily stuff when it comes to the story. If anything, it will be gameplay and battles that are much later in the game. So if you want to avoid those, then maybe come back once you've rolled credits. Now, I'm going to start off with the story and the characters, and you know what? I really dig Dragon Quest VII. It really gives me the sense of adventure. It gave me the same feeling of playing Final Fantasy V. Now, Final Fantasy V does not have the strongest story. It definitely has some beats when you go back to it, and there are some character moments, but it's the experience of adventure that Final Fantasy V gives you, and Dragon Quest VII here is very much the same feeling that I got. I really like the concept of rebuilding the world, going back to various islands in the past, coming back to the present, speaking to every single NPC that I can, both in the past and the present, to get more grasp on the situation in that certain region. And when I've done something in the past and then I go back to the present and they kind of refer to things that I've done, and it's legend now being spoken among the town folk. I think it's a really cool concept, and I really want to see more games tackle this, let alone Dragon Quest. When it comes down to the characters, I have no complaints with the cast of characters. I enjoyed using the party chat as and when I needed to do it, just to get a bit more perspective. I did have all of the UI switched off, so I never always used party chat at the more vital moments of the story where you get some unique dialogue and sometimes some choices that you can make during that dialogue. But I really did like the connection the characters had to one another as the story went on. So with story out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay, and I think exploration is gotta be the one we start off with here, because exploration is key and is the centerpiece of Dragon Quest VII. We start off on just a lone island, and as we progress through the game, we unlock more islands and rebuild that world. It's nice to have a world map that we can traverse via foot, boat, magic carpet, and even a sky stone. And once the world has been complete and all the islands are there, it's just a treat to go over, especially towards the end game where there are monsters that are available to fight during the present day. There are loads of sparklies littered over the place, whether it's a mini medal, a weapon, an item that you might use. There's pots, there's barrels, there's chests that unlock after you get certain keys, and there are some chests that you'll encounter right at the beginning of the game, and you probably won't even be able to open them till the very end of the game. That sparkly that's located outside of Estar that everyone was really wanting during the demo just turned out to be a seed at the end of the day, and you didn't get there till you had the ultimate key. But it's just that sense of exploration and backtracking when needed to do that. It really fits into the identity that I felt with Dragon Quest VII, and that was adventure. When it comes to doing everything, when it comes to exploration, it's usually just the items and the mini medals that you'll need, because there is a trophy / achievement for getting all the items. There is of course one to getting all the mini medals, and there's one getting all of the fragments. You should be able to get these quite naturally. We'll talk about the item one specifically a little bit later in the video, but when it comes to mini medals and tablets, there is a fantastic quality of life when it comes to finding them, of which when you get to a certain part of the story or unlock a certain location, you will be told in your mini medal book and in the info menu when it comes to the fragments where exactly they will be. It won't be a specific location like in a corner of a room, but it will definitely tell you to go back to a location when needed, and it definitely helped out during this run. Let's swiftly move on to combat, and this is just something that got better as the game went along. Now, when starting off Dragon Quest VII, a lot of you might think, hey, this is feeling very easy, and to be fair, I felt that too, but I just cranked the difficulty up. I made the monsters just do more damage, so I had to really use the systems a little more. That's the only option that I changed. I kept everything else the same when it comes to EXP, gold, proficiency points for your vocations, and kept the damage output that I was doing exactly the same, but you might just want to crank that up for a little bit more of a challenge. But that being said, this is why I think Dragon Quest VII is a great first Dragon Quest for a new player, because it's really got the best of everything, and with the quality of life that it offers in its options for when it comes to exploration and its combat, it's really a no-brainer to give it a go if you are looking for a really good, solid, and in-depth at times turn-based RPG. Now, as the game got along and I got to probably like the last quarter of the game, I definitely felt things ramp up a little bit. Bosses were a little bit more challenging, more powerful monsters littered across the world map were more of a challenge. And of course there is the arena, and because I've got the digital deluxe edition, I also had the additional arena battles with the 3 big bads of the first 3 Dragon Quest games. So I really needed to dive into its combat and systems and look at its vocations, what they had to offer, look at monster hearts and accessories and weapons and all of the available things that are there. And it made me realize that, hey, this is quite in depth when you really think about it. This is something that's always in a Dragon Quest game when it comes to using weapons as an item, having hidden statistics in armor and accessories, and then the monster hearts just take that to a new level with the things that they bring to the table. And I really enjoyed that, really trying to strategize, especially during those tougher arena battles, trying to get them done in a certain amount of turns. Made me go back to the drawing board many times and see where I needed to go with things, and I really enjoyed it. Heck, I can put my hands up right now, and I did have to bump that difficulty back down to the enemies not doing as much damage as they were and just put it all back on that happy medium, because it really did present me with quite the challenge. And I think that's the beauty of Dragon Quest and its combat. And I'm not even spoke about the vocations yet, but all the weapons, especially the later game weapons that you can obtain, all come with properties that are going to benefit you in battle somewhere, and that's something I really enjoy. And then there's a vocation system. It starts off pretty slow till you unlock it. You're more than likely going to max out all of your base vocations each character come with before you even get vocations unlocked. And when you unlock vocations, you'll only be using one at a time for a little while until you unlock moonlighting, and then with the ability to change them as and when you can, wherever you are, really presents a great quality of life where you can adapt to your situation, be able to level it up, and really mix and match what you need. When it comes to completion, when it comes to combat, I don't think you'll find it too difficult. There are definitely some challenges when it comes to the arena, because you do need to do things in a certain amount of turns, especially if you're doing that optional DLC as well. It's quite the challenge and very fun to do, but the rewards definitely help you out. I was running around with Erdrick's sword and shield, and I'm very glad that I was able to be in that position. When it comes to vocations, of course, the later vocations were my go-to. I had Hero and Gladiator, I think, because of Multi-Fist, which is absolutely not broken, but very overpowered if you combine that with the Letting Loose ability of Divide. And that's just another system in itself. Letting loose some of these pep power type abilities really turn the tide of battle, whether it's getting rid of all status effects, healing everyone, boosting everyone's attacks, doing some some insane damage, changing your output of damage when it comes to the amount of hits you do. There's so much to take into consideration. There's probably even more that I've not really explored and dove into. All in all, when it comes to vocations in the Dragon Quest game, I think this is the best that I've experienced because I'm wanting to go back and just experiment with more powerful builds and see what I can do. But as soon as I unlocked that hero and I was using abilities like Giga Slash, I didn't really find the need to go back to any other vocations. Maribel was my healer, so I definitely had the Druid, and I had, I think, maybe Sage. But yeah, combat was something that definitely got better as the game went on. So we've got exploration and combat out the way. I think I covered everything I want to. I didn't really touch on dungeons. Dungeon design was great in Dragon Quest VII. There are a couple of puzzles here, there, and everywhere to challenge your mind a little bit and change the pace up. But everything when it comes to story, exploration, and combat, I thought was really well paced. I didn't think there was any bloat. There are definitely optional areas that you can go to and completely miss if you're not wanting to go for 100%. But I think to get the best experience out of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, you want to do everything that it has to offer. And everything that it has to offer is what I did, because now we're at the section of the video where it's like, Jen, you did 100%, you got the platinum trophy, what do I need to look out for? Well, as I've said throughout the whole video, not a lot. You'll get a lot of things quite naturally. When it comes to story progression, there is a good chunk of the achievements and trophies that you'll get that way. Combat, there's just the standard ones like do 100 battles, do 1,000 battles, do 2,000 battles, defeat a certain amount of monsters. When it really comes down to it, it's maxing out all your vocations for one character. I ended up just doing it for all of them because I wanted the flexibility to mix and match what I wanted to. And then there is probably the one that I thought was going to make or break just 100% in it, and that's getting all of the items that the game has to offer. That's every single item in the game. Like mini medals was not a problem in this one. Getting all the fragments, not a problem, but the items, man, you could probably get quite a majority of them just playing naturally, buying things from shops, getting rare drops from enemies, and just picking up as many sparklies as you can. But some of the weapons and armor is locked behind Lucky Panel, the mini game where you have a set of cards and you need to match two in each round. They get mixed up and you need to do it. Most of you will probably do what I do, and when you're playing it constantly, you'll end up just recording it on your phone or with a screen capture device and then watching it back because you're all really wanting the items. I try to play as much as this naturally as I can. When you're really grinding for like the last 10 items, it can get quite tedious. So I definitely whipped out that phone and started recording. So essentially, there are items that are locked behind this, and they are random on when they appear. RNG will be your enemy in 100%ing this game, especially when you only have 5 items and they are just not appearing. I think when it comes to my playthrough, in all, it was 85 hours when I did my final save. I think 5 of those hours would have been spent around doing Lucky Panel, and the rest of it just enjoying it, leaning into all the distractions that approached at me and everything else in between. Now that's everything when it comes to Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I honestly want more Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I want another game like it. If they decide to do something like this with 9, I'll be all in. The art style I have fallen in love with, and I want more games like this. Have you 100%ed the game like me? What do you think? Have you played the previous versions of Dragon Quest VII? I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.